Hi everyone, it's Taylor Plumley with digitalnativesed.com, and we're here today to talk about Nearpod. Who should use something like Nearpod? Well, it is a technology that requires internet-enabled devices, but the great news is that you can use it in a variety of formats. So whether your school is BYOD, one-to-one, you have class sets, or maybe you just have a few devices in your classroom, this is a technology that can work for you. What is Nearpod? Nearpod is a really awesome interactive presentation and assessment tool. So I know you're thinking right now, geez, I already have PowerPoint, I have Google Slides, I have tons of options for presentations. Why do I need one more? Well, the people who designed Nearpod realized that there was a lot more that could be done with presentations, and they included these great assessment tools. So now you can blend your presentation with real-time data and feedback from your students. When should you use something like Nearpod? Well, the places in your lesson when you would already be using a presentation type software is exactly where you would insert Nearpod. So usually that would be teaching new content when you're lecturing to your students, but it really works great in a variety of areas. Where can you use something like Nearpod? Well, one of the things I really like is that it depends on what type of access your students have to devices. So if you are in a one-to-one or BYOD setting, then you are perfectly suited to using Nearpod in your whole group. So I know sometimes you're doing your presentation and your students get distracted, they're kind of looking around, you think maybe they're surfing the web while you're doing the presentation. Once you get them in Nearpod, you basically take control of their device and you have the ability to see when they exit out of the presentation. So you know that all of your students are right there along with you while you do your presentation. If you're in a classroom where maybe you just have access to a few devices, it can work for you too. So in your small group centers, you can use Nearpod as a center that would be teacher guided. Why should you use Nearpod? Again, we know you've got so many choices for presentation software. Why should you think about switching over? Well, one of the things I love about Nearpod is that you can include so many different types of content that just cannot be attained in any other program. Things like quizzes, polls, videos, images, drawing boards, web content. All of this is built right into your presentation. So no more jumping out and using a different quiz software, then jumping back into your presentation, then jumping back out to take a poll of your kids, and then jumping back in, then jumping over to YouTube to view a video, and then going back to your presentation. It's all going to be right there in your presentation to seamlessly allow your students access to a great content. As a bonus, Nearpod has a pre-built library of free and paid presentations that are done by professional publishers and educators who've been proven to produce really great content. And it's all Common Core aligned. So while we may not be aligned to Common Core and may use Sunshine State standards, or your state may use a different set of standards, the great thing is that you can still make those connections and figure out what standards you need to have covered and find great presentations pre-built for you that are going to save you lots of time. How do you use Nearpod? Well, let's practice. After you log into Nearpod, you're going to have your home screen, which looks like this. So if you've already uploaded presentations or you've been in Nearpod before and you have done a presentation, you can go to your library and see things that you've already tagged, presentations that you've published, that you've done, etc. So you will see that you can create right from here a live session. You can actually assign them as homework, or you can edit the presentation. One of the first places I would recommend you start is in Explore. I love to use content that's created by other people. That's working smarter, not harder. So if you know that you want to do a presentation about exponents, you can search and see that there's lots of presentations that have already been created for this. So how much is your time worth? Well, for me to create a new presentation, maybe I'd invest 30 minutes to an hour. It's certainly worth $2.99 to use a presentation that's already been created by someone else that covers that content for me. And don't forget, these are presenters and creators that are vetted by Nearpod, so you know that you're getting really good quality content for your money. You can also see how many people have used these presentations and given them to their class. So that's a great way to judge the success of the presentation and the quality of what you're getting. You can also create. So creating a Nearpod is not difficult. You can start from scratch and just add slides and create what you need. You can also upload directly from Nearpod. I'm going to put a link here on the screen to the Nearpod free tutorial that explains exactly the process to create presentations in Nearpod. Something else that I really like is that you have the ability to go to reports. It'll show you the presentations you've given along with the time and day that you gave them. By clicking on the link below, you'll be able to get more information about the polls and quizzes you gave during that session. So many of our schools are very data driven, and that's a great thing to be. And Nearpod blends seamlessly with data driven schools. You can create real-time information that you can use to group students and make decisions about the instruction in your classroom. It couldn't be easier. Next, I'm going to show you what it looks like to actually give your students a Nearpod presentation. So this is what it's going to look like for you and your students once you get into Nearpod. So after they've logged in, they're going to see the screen on the right. It's very basic looking, and as you can see, there's no forward, back button, anything like that. It's all controlled by you, the instructor. On the left-hand side, you'll see your instructor console. So you see the number of participants that are logged in on the top left. You see the code for new students to join. So we know we have those tardy students occasionally who need to be able to jump right into the lesson, and that's something that you can quickly share with them. You may even want to have it up on the board so that they get in the habit of coming in, getting their device out, and jumping into that Nearpod as soon as they enter. You can also see detailed information about the students if you click the little person link at the top. At the bottom, when you log in, you can see this toolbar that allows you to see the slides that are upcoming. So if you need to make any adjustments or skip a slide or move around within the presentation, you have the ability to do that. So as soon as I advance my slide, it's going to advance the students as well. So we're going to go ahead and give our student a quiz. I would like the ability to fly and maybe the ability to be invisible. So I'm going to submit these, and what you're going to see is that my answers will update here in real time. And one of the things I love most is that you have the ability to share the answers back to the class. So via the share button, you can show the students in total anonymity what the answers were. This is a great time to have conversations about why students chose the answers they did and allow them to explain their reasoning. While things are still fresh in their mind, you have the ability to make those corrections and fix those little errors in reasoning that are causing them to possibly choose the wrong answer. The students are also able to see their answers, so if they forget which one they answered, they can scroll down and see exactly what they chose. I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation and you can see the value in having a truly interactive presentation that allows you to assess students as you move through the material instead of waiting until the end when it may be too late to start to correct some of those errors in reasoning. It's a great use of technology in the classroom that does not require that every student have a device, only that you have internet-enabled devices in your classroom. Please remember to visit our website, digitalnativesed.com, for more information, and follow us on Twitter at Taylor Plumley, at Coach Carbini, and at Matt Coleman FLA. For all of our YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Digital Natives Ed. Keep using technology, and we'll see you soon.